Hi dear friends, how much do you actually think that you are responsible for the kind of things that happen in your life? Now you know what happens most of the times. I see many people who do this. The most common thing what people do is they complain, correct? You complain, things are not happening, this is not happening, that is not happening, right? That's the most common thing what people do. Second most thing, give excuses. I want to achieve this, but I don't have enough time, right? I'm not able to achieve because the market is not good. It's on a recession. So many possible excuses, right? Or things, certain times, certain blames, like, I want to do it, my boss is not supporting me, or my members of my family are not supporting me, right? Now let me tell you this. You know it for sure that this is a victimized mindset. It's about taking responsibility. Think for a moment. In your life, every single thing is under your control. You are responsible for every single thing in your life. You can definitely not point fingers to others. The moment you point fingers to others, let me tell you, it's you you're pointing fingers to. You're not capable enough of ensuring the other person gets what you want. Most of the times, the challenge is that of communication, right? You probably don't communicate to the other person the way you want to, right? And as you know, the NLP presupposition says this: the meaning of the communication is a response you get, right? Meaning of the communication is a response you get. Your communication is effective when the other person responds the way you want them to respond, right? Now, so who is responsible for outcome here? If you think the other person is responsible, you're totally mistaken. You are responsible for outcome. You got to ensure that you communicate in the right way to ensure that the other person is able to understand what he or she wants. So it becomes totally your responsibility. It's true for anything in life, right? As a parent, let me ask you this. Are you responsible for your child's future? Yeah, definitely. Now if you go and say, no, whatever I say, my child is not listening to me. Now, you have not told it in the right way. So what do you expect? Right? Many people come and ask me, Praveen, can you do something for my child? My child doesn't listen to me. Whatever I do, he or she doesn't listen to me, and things like that, right? My question is, right, if whatever you do, your child is not listening, what is the guarantee if I say something, your child is going to listen? Right? There's no guarantee. It's because you've not told it the way you have to tell it. Right? I see many managers who say this. When I'm at work, people are not at their best, or people don't give their best. Now, who can be responsible for it? If you take the responsibility, you could actually change things around you, right? Look at people. Look at Mahatma Gandhi. Look at Mother Teresa, right? Look at Nelson Mandela. Look at all these great people, right? At some point in time, they realized that I need to take responsibility. I need to take responsibility not just to change myself, but change things around me, right? For you to be an effective, successful leader, you need to be willing to take responsibility of your life, of people around you also. Now, probably some of you can tell me, how can you go ahead and control others' life? I'm not saying control others' life, but find way so that they would probably respond the way you want them to respond. That way, things around you become much, much more better. The environment around you becomes even more conducive, right? Now, most of the work gets over the moment you take responsibility, right? Never get into the denial mode. The biggest challenge that you will probably face is when you don't want to accept a failure, when you don't want to accept the rejection. So you go into a denial mode, right? Probably something like this, things might be going wrong, but then you don't want to accept that. So what you say, no, nothing is happening. That's absolute denial, right? When you say there are no worms in the garden, that is denial, right? You might be probably having a beautiful garden, right? You would have done something to have a beautiful garden. But then when you say that, there are no worms in the garden, that's denial. If there are worms, what can you do about it? That's taking responsibility. When you take responsibility once, what happens is it becomes a habit, and in future, you do your best to avoid these challenges that come the way, right? So in future, in your garden, you can ensure that there are no worms coming there. Now, I'm sure you're intelligent enough to understand the metaphor I'm drawing here, right? It's not probably the garden and the worm, but in life, when I say garden, it's your life. It's what you want in your life. When I say worms, verbs are those challenges that you might probably face, right? So who is responsible for these? It's you, right? You take the responsibility. Stop blaming, stop complaining, stop giving excuses. Take responsibility for life. That's a champion. That's the quality of a true champion. And trust me, I'm sure you know that you have a champion inside you. You have a hero inside you. The only thing that a hero does as a good leader is to take responsibility, right? Respect yourself. Take responsibility. Be a great leader. Be the hero.